guys are having a great day. Wonderful day. I wanted to just get back on here and just talk with you guys, have like a little story time. If you guys are up for it, just a little bit about Brittany that, I could share with you guys. I wanted to talk to you guys about 3 important men in my life. I know how they say women always talk about men. Not all the way true, but we'll just let that slide. I wanted to talk to you guys about 3 important men in my life. And the roles that they have in my life and how they have helped shape me and mold me into the woman that I am today. First person I want to talk about is, of course, my father, my dad, my daddy. My dad, he is retired military. He lives here in Texas. He has been married to my stepmother for I don't know how many years. It's been a long time. But he retired military. He and my mother, they had met and married and all that in North Carolina. Had my sisters, came down here and was stationed here in Texas. And then when we were all stationed here in Texas is when my mother and father got a divorce. And I remember the day like yesterday when my father had came in. I forgot how many years my mom and dad has been married. It's been, I don't know, I can't count right now. Just grace. Okay. But I remember the day when my dad had came in. We were living in quarters and posts, and my dad had came into the house and he was like, you know what, he was telling us kids, sat us all down. They're like, you know what, hey, me and your mother are going to get a divorce. This is what's going on. I won't be in the house anymore, all that talk. And I remember I was just so upset. I was so upset. As a baby girl, I was so upset. I was in my feelings hard, and I was just crying. My dad sat me on his lap, and he was just like, what's going on? And I remember I told my dad, I was like, what did I do to make you want to leave? My dad, broken hearted and everything. He was like, it's not you, he's just trying to figure out what to say to his kids. Not you. It's just something that, me and your mother have both decided that we need to do, for us to be able to move forward and, all that stuff that they said. So I was really hurt by that. I was hurt not by the fact, of course by the fact that my father left the house and that my parents were splitting up and the family's going to be different. But the fact, I was really hurt more at the fact of the life that I had lived after. When mom and dad were married, military family, you have security, you have benefits, you have all these things. And once the divorce happened, I felt like we were stripped of all that. We went from having benefits, having, security, having all these things to having to go on assistance, having to go on government assistance and having to live a life of struggle. You go from security to now living a life of struggle, and it was hard. And I just remember I was just so hurt at that time, and I allowed that moment to paint the image of who my father was to me. I allowed the fact that my father left to be the image of who he was. Oh, he just left. He's just this. He's just that. And I didn't allow my dad to. We had a relationship, but it wasn't the most and the best that it could have been. I allowed things to hinder me being open with my father, me being more vulnerable with my dad, and just having those conversations with him about life, about relationships, about things that I'm going through as a young woman at the time. And it just, I allowed that to be who my dad was in my head, and I just ran with it. And it affected me. It affected relationships that I had later on in life. It even affected the relationship that I had with my children's father. When we had met, we were like 2 peas in a pod. Oh gosh, we went to school together. We attended the same high school. We worked together. We had both worked at Wendy's. That was my first job ever, guys. Wendy's. I was working at Wendy's. I was there for about 7.5 years. I want to say 7.5 years. But we both worked together. We were there side by side. We both were promoted up together. We made management together. It was just like, oh, we're so sweet. We're so cute. We're like, it was, we're really good friends. But we grew up, and we grew up fast. When I say fast as in I was pregnant at 19 and then again at 21. Fast. We had a 2-story house together. Fast. We built this image of what we wanted for ourselves. We wanted a family. We wanted children who wanted the big house, white picket fence with dogs. We had all kind of dogs. Oh gosh, if you knew me back then, I felt like I had like a freaking clinic going on there. It was just so many daggone dogs. I love dogs. I don't know how many dogs I had enough for everybody to have a dog. It was ridiculous. I had dogs, had kids, had a house. It was just a lot. We had a lot going on. We were young though. We were very young. I was 20, 21. We were young. I can't even think about it now. I'm like, gosh, we moved fast. But I believe that it was so fast that it became too much for him. I remember one day we were going to my mom's house. I don't know if I was pregnant with my daughter or if I already had my daughter. I want to say I already had my daughter. And we were going to my mom's house. And we, as every relationship, has its own issues and problems and everything you have to work out. But we were headed to my mom's house, and he was there for a little bit, but then he got up and he was like, you know what, I'll be back. I'm going to go. I forgot what he told me, but he had left. And when he left, it was like a feeling deep down in my spirit, and I just knew that he was just gone. He was just gone. And I just started bawling in front of my mom. It was just probably the weirdest moment ever. But I was weeping. I was just so sad. Mom was like, what is going on? Why are you crying? What's going on? Trying to just get me just to tell her. And I'm just like, Mom, I never, ever wanted to have my children live a life to where they have a part-time mom and a part-time dad. I never wanted my children to live a life of struggle. I never wanted my children to have to live and not have their father present in the home. And my mom, everyone else that was there probably didn't understand what I was saying, but my mom knew exactly what I meant. And all she did, she just held me in her arms. She just let me cry. She just let me just get it all out. And when I say gone, I just knew that that was it with the relationship. That was it with us being the family. That was it with everything we built together. That was the final straw. It was done. To find out later on that that's something that he didn't want, that he wanted more for his life, I was upset. I was upset because you're leaving. And me seeing that if you're a man and you leave my life, I feel like I can't trust you. I feel like you don't love me. And that's just what I've known. That's what I've painted in my head. So it was horrid. So now I'm living a life now as a single mother, very young single mother, trying to figure out how to get all this back together, how to provide a sense of security and a sense of stableness for my family, with everything being so unstable. Me being unstable, my emotions, me being unstable as trying to figure all this out on my own. I have so much built now. I have to figure. It's like hitting the reset button and just building from scratch. So years go by. I've learned more about myself. I am able to get myself back on my feet. Years go by. I'm not dating anybody because I'm focused on just getting things back and just focusing on my children and just focusing on learning how to co-parent and to learning how to deal with just me. And years go by, and I'm finally, and then this third person, I'm not going to mention her name just to protect their identity. This third person I run into, I feel like was a game changer for me. I met this person and they weren't my type. It's kind of funny because my friends make fun of me. This person is not my type, but they are at the same time. Because of the transparency of them, it spoke to a part of me. It spoke to a part of me to where it allowed me to be vulnerable, allowed me to be transparent, allowed me to be my true self, flaws and all. And I think it was such a beautiful thing. It was such a warm, fuzzy feeling that I got, that I think that we both got, that we went into it and we just went into it head first. Both of us, we both broken and hurt and experienced life and scarred and bruised. And we both allowed each other to see that, and we just fell for it and we just went in head first. Now realizing that we're not deep enough to just jump in head first. We're not deep enough to just be able to just run and just run with it. And that's what happened. We just ran with it and we hit a wall and hit that joker fast. Okay. And for me, it hurt me because I was also going through one of the hardest times of my life, which was losing my mother. My mother she was sick. She had double pneumonia in her lungs. And she ended up passing away like a few days before, I think it was 2 days before Mother's Day. And that was one of the lowest, hardest times for me, on top of the fact of everything else I was experiencing. With this person, yes, we both went in head first. Yes, we were both head over heels for one another. But even throughout all of everything I was going through, that other person knew that, it was like we both knew that it couldn't be. This is not what it's supposed to be. We both know. But I was so desperate just to have something stable at that time that I was latching on to the fact that this person literally had to push me away. And rejection, of course, never feels good for anybody. But this person literally had to like push me away and be like, you need to stop. You need to get yourself together. And even in that, I will say I appreciate this person the absolute most, because they knew exactly what I was going through. They knew me. They knew where we started and everything. And to just decide to come back and be consistent, decide to come back and meet me in my sin, to meet me at my lowest point, to meet me at the hardest part, the lowest part of my life, and to pick me up every time and make me face the mirror, pick me up and just make me realize that I need to get myself together. I need to get my stuff in order. I will forever be grateful for that person. I will forever love that person. And it's not in a romance way when I say I love this person. People get it twisted. You love. No, I love this person because they loved me and they took care of not just me, but of my soul. They took care of my soul. And throughout all that, I say all that to say this. When it comes to disappointments, yes, there's times where people do things and people hurt you and people, they are dead wrong. There's times, and that's just what it is. But then I feel like our disappointments come from our own selves, our own perspectives on what we wanted things to be, on our own vision of what we wanted things to be, how we planned out things for us to be. Like, for my vision for my dad's my superhero. My dad, never did anything wrong. Of course, me being a young girl, I was I don't know how old I was. I was young, 5, 6. I was a little baby. And for me to just, see my dad do no wrong, and then, this happens, and then you leave, and now look what we're going through. We have to go through struggle. We have to go through this hard life now because you left. I was upset. I was angry because we no longer had the security. We no longer had these things. So I was upset about that. And then the same thing with, my children's father. Upset at the fact that now I have to. You promised me that we can build this life together. I feel like I've broken a promise to my kids that they can have a good life with both of their parents, and the same household and stuff. And then to myself personally, as a woman, I thought I found the one. We're head first. We're going, we're wild in love, and then boom, you're telling me no? Like, it's all because of my own perspective, because of what I wanted it to be. Now realizing that they were probably just there for a lesson. They were probably just there for whatever. I can't even tell you how much I regret missed opportunities and missed time with my father because of the image that I painted in my head of who I thought he was. If I was wise enough, I was a baby. If I had the wisdom now back then, I promise you I would have so much more confidence, so much more knowledge on men and relationships, so much more wisdom and confidence of me, of myself as a woman, and what I deserve. And I promise, I probably never went through half the things I've went through in life if I was to just not see my dad in the image I painted and to see him for who he is. Same thing with the children's father. Don't get it twisted. It was hard at first to see him move on to a relationship, and I'm here single. I'm here struggling. I'm here. I was mad. You dang Skippy. I was pissed, and I was bitter. I was jealous. I was all of that. I don't want to see you happy. I'm not happy. Let's be real. We built all this together, and then now it's not. Let's be. Can we be honest? Can we be 100 for a second? Let's just be real. You're hurt. You're heartbroken. You don't want to see broken heart be happy. You want to see the miserable. So you can just be like, yeah, feel the pain that I'm feeling. Like, I know it's spiteful. I know it's not right. I know it's not of Jesus, but I'm human. Let's just be real for a second. You don't want to see that person happy. You want to see them miserable so you can feel some kind of it's not good, but it's real. It's just what our perspective was and our plans and what we thought that person to be. And if it's not that, then we get upset. And I feel like even now, even in church, even in life, I feel like people, if you don't fit the vision, if you don't fit what people want you to be, that people are more prone to throw you away. People are more prone to just label you as that and just scoot you off to the side. And that's the thing that we have to understand. We have to realize that we don't know. I can't call you and tell you who you are. I can't give you your identity. You can't tell me who I am. You don't know me. I don't know you. I know of you, but you don't know me. I don't know you. I can't sit here and be like, oh, you're just this and that. No. And that's the problem, that we reduce people down to that situation, down to that moment, down to that time where they messed up, down to that time where they sinned. Yes, we all sinned. Let's be real. Let's be honest. We all sin. We all made mistakes. We all fall short of the glory of God. That is why Jesus went on that cross. Okay? But our disappointments stems from our own perspective, stems from what we wanted that person to be. And they may not have been what we wanted them to be. They may have been just there just for a lesson for us to learn. They had been just, like how I said, for some people, they were literally there just to show me, you can get your crap together. To be the one to be there with me until I got my crap together. To be the one to be there for me, to show me that, hey, we're human. We make mistakes. To be the one to be there that, hey, this may have been the plan for your life, but God has greater. For he knows the plans he has for you. Even in the Bible, how it talks about Abraham and Sarah, how they planned off this life. They're old, they dusty. No, that's rude. But they're old. And they just plan on just living life, just chilling, probably their retired life. And God was like, no, you about to have some babies. And they just laughing at God like, you tripping. This is shit down. God was like, check again. Boom, boom, back. You had a kid. Boom, boom, back. But our disappointments stem from ourselves and stem from our perspective on what we wanted things to be and how we imagine things to be. We may have plans for our life, but God knows the plans for our life. So don't be too mad. Don't be too disappointed. Don't be too hurt. Yeah, it does hurt. Yeah, it does suck. But don't reduce them down to that size. Don't throw people away. You may have to reposition them. I remember my mom told me that you never throw people away. No matter how much they have hurt you, no matter what you've been through, you never throw people away. You always reposition them. Because you don't know later down the line when you'll need them again. And not just for you, but for the ones connected to you. You may never know that person may need the both of you. So never, ever, ever throw people away. Reposition them. I pray you guys got something from this. I know I've been talking for a long time. We'll let you guys go. Pray that you guys are blessed by this. If you guys are, please like, share, subscribe. And if you want to, just leave a comment down. Share, a little story time that you want to just, something that you want to share that can bless others. Love you guys.